As an incident responder, more often than not, a lot of the incidents that I am involved in were due to a successful business email compromise, where an attacker would gain unauthorized access to an email account to perform nefarious activities, such as sending emails to the finance department or clients to change banking information, forward copies of emails to an account owned by the attacker, and or collect sensitive information that are found in emails that may contain PII, personal identifiable information. This is the unfortunate outcome of a successful compromise. But how does one protect themselves? How would you, as an analyst, detect and prevent potential malicious activities stemming from emails before a successful compromise occurs? In today's video, I'll share with you a tool that I have started implementing into my own tech stack, and it is truly amazing. If this is your first time seeing my video, hello, my name is Steven, and I am a digital forensics and incident response consultant with about 8 years of experience in the cybersecurity industry. As a DFIR consultant, we are usually called in during the aftermath of a compromise to try and identify what had occurred and how we can prevent something similar from happening in the future. Since a lot of the incidents that I'm involved in are related to business email compromise, I was looking for a solution that could help with email security that would allow me to not only deploy easily, but also allow me to customize and build detections. And I did find one of the better tools out there called Sublime Security. And no, I am not sponsored by them, but I love their tool. So what is Sublime Security? On their site, they are an email security that is not a black box. In other words, they are an email security platform that is transparent, showing you exactly how they are preventing and detecting potential malicious emails, allowing you to fully take advantage and customize it to your needs. When I first heard about this, I knew I had to get my hands on it. Scrolling down, there are a couple of features that are built into Sublime Security, such as inbound email protection, which, hey, look at that. Block advanced attacks, including business email compromise. There is also attack surface reduction, where it'll block attack categories based on policies. So for example, you can create a policy where if your organization receives an inbound email that contains a zip or a PDF or whatever file extension that you choose, you can automatically block that email, allowing you to take a more proactive approach when it comes to email security. There are a couple more here, but the last one I'll go over is the custom detection and policies, which I absolutely love. I want you to imagine that you're an incident responder for your organization, and you found out post-compromise that Mike from HR received an email from Bob at notevil.com. And within that email, Bob had an attachment called resume.docx, which contained a macro that would run various commands once executed. You later found out that this document was responsible for the compromise. After recovering from the incident, you set up Sublime Security and wrote a detection rule that contained characteristics from the resume document. A couple of weeks go by, an external client attempted to send an email to Terry in finance containing an attachment called invoice.docx, but this was successfully detected and prevented by Sublime Security because it did contain similar characteristics to the malicious resume document that you created a rule for. And because of that, you had just prevented a potential compromise for your organization. That is pretty awesome, isn't it? Sublime Security integrates with Gmail and Microsoft 365 by using their APIs, and there is no need to modify your MX records, making it super simple to set up. They have an option to set up via on-prem or in the cloud, where Sublime Security will manage the instance for you. Now I know what you're thinking. Steven, how much does this incredible tool cost? Free $99. But for the first 100 mailbox. If you have more than 100 mailboxes, then you'll have to contact their sales team for more information. Nonetheless, having the first 100 mailbox for free will allow you to fully test out the platform, and is usually more than enough if you're just a startup. With that being said, on to the fun part. How do we get started? There are many ways to get started, such as using Docker and AWS Cloud for a self-managed instance, or deploy in the cloud for a managed instance. In this example, I'll be using the Managed Cloud option, and to get started, all we really need to do is create a free account by clicking on Deploy Now for free, and then select Create Free Account. From here, you can go ahead and change your region if you like. By default, it is currently set to USA-Virginia, and we can create an account using Google, Microsoft, or continue with email. I'll go ahead and select continue with Google, and I'll enter in my organization name. For this instance, I am going to say MyDFIR. And from here, we can begin adding in a message source. So we can choose Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, Gmail via IMAP, or other IMAP. And by configuring this, the emails will then be ingested into the Sublime Security instance. But since I just wanted to show you this interface, what I'm going to do is select Demo Mode. I'll click on Explore Demo Mode, and this will essentially give us fake data to play around with. Immediately, once we select Demo Mode, it drops us under the Detect and Respond Flagged Unreviewed. We can see that the first email says MFA expiry. The sender is Tyrell Corp. The recipients, when was it received, what rules did it match for Sublime Security, and what were the actions taken. Let's go ahead and drill down into the first email. And here it gives us a nice message summary, which I absolutely love. It currently says 0 opens, 0 replies, and 0 forwards. So now this helps us as an analyst answer whether or not did that user reply to that email. If that user did reply to that email, we would have seen 1 reply. Same goes for open or forwards. Did the user open the email or did the user forward the email? Super useful to have. We have our attack score verdict and it says malicious. Now, why is it malicious? Well, Sublime Security says there is a suspicious body in that particular email. Very short message body length, which is often unusual for legitimate messages. There's also a suspicious subject. The subject attempts to engage using a sense of urgency, a common tactic used in attacks. And finally, another suspicious subject. The subject contains engaging language similar to language observed in credential theft. Combining all 3 of these signals, Sublime Security marks this as malicious. If we take a look at the matched detection rules, it does say QR code with suspicious indicators. And this particular rule had a policy to auto-quarantine this email. You can already see how powerful this could be. And if we click on this dropdown right here, it does provide us with even more information. This rule flags messages with QR codes in attachments when there are 3 or fewer attachments. If no attachments are present, the rule captures a screenshot of the message for analysis. And over to the right, this right here is the rule for this QR code with suspicious indicators. Now, if you don't like this rule, and again, every organization is different, you can always modify this rule to fit your needs. Scrolling down, we have some insights. So what are the interesting information that Sublime Security had retrieved from the email? Notice how it pulled the QR code link from the body, and it is this deliver to me/test.exe. If I click on it, we get a link preview. So it doesn't actually go to that site. Instead, we do see a screenshot that Sublime Security had taken. And right here, there are some links in the attachment itself. Again, click on that. The original URL is myaccount.microsoft.com. And this is what we see. It is a sign-in page to Microsoft. And then we get our message group content. We get the recipient, which is Kenny.Suarez. And we get the sender, which is Tyrell Corp. One of the neat things that I absolutely love is this new tab here. So if you highlight over the new, it says this subject has never been seen before in prior communications to or from your organization. If you're familiar with my content, I do mention quite a bit about scope. Whenever we investigate, we must always think about scoping. Have we ever seen this particular indicator in our environment before? If so, what other assets had communicated with this indicator or has this indicator on it? And with Sublime Security, they automatically include this, which provides immediate value for our investigations. And if we take a look at the attachments, refresh.png, it also has a new tag to it. If you highlight over it, it says this attachment hash has never been seen before in prior communications to or from your organization. Scrolling down, we have a couple of different views. We have user view, text view, HTML, EML, which is the email headers, and MDM view. This is what we can use to help build our rule for Sublime Security. And we do get additional sender details at the bottom. So past reviewed messages, 0 malicious, 0 benign. This sender has not previously communicated with your organization. And by using this message detail view, which is this right here, we can quickly get at-a-glance information relating to potential suspicious emails, ultimately helping us save a lot of time during our investigations. Because as I mentioned earlier, time is money. Sublime Security also has additional features such as hunt, and what you can do is actually hunt for particular emails. For example, let's imagine that you're sharing intelligence with another organization within the same industry. And let's just say your partner organization happened to be compromised, unfortunately. And they were compromised because of a particular email that contained the keyword of notevil.exe. Terrible example, but you get the point. What you can do here is perform a hunt searching for notevil.exe through your entire organization. And then the hunt will go out and look for that particular string and pull that out. As you can see here for this particular example, this hunt is looking for any inbound emails with an attachment of HTML, HTM, or SHTML, where the file type is HTML. And by running this hunt, it found 2 emails. And if we click into it, rinse and repeat. Take a look at all of the attack scores, the matched rules, the metadata, and the history of the sender and subject. Again, at-a-glance information to quickly help you with your investigations. The next thing I want to go over is the search function. From here, you can search for any emails that you want. For example, let's say that Bob from finance had been receiving malicious documents from Terry at notevil.com. Well, you can go ahead and perform your own search. So you'll type in Terry at notevil.com and then see who else did Terry from notevil.com send an email to. And who knows, you might find 10 additional recipients that received emails from this sender. And then rinse and repeat. Or you can create a rule/policy to detect and auto-quarantine emails from Terry at notevil.com. The last thing I wanted to mention here for Sublime Security is that it does offer an API. What this means is that you can extend Sublime Security's capabilities by integrating other tools. For example, a SOAR solution. Can you imagine that once an alert is triggered from Sublime Security, it then gets pushed into a SOAR solution and runs a playbook that performs certain actions? And again, these actions are going to be automated. That is super valuable. And if you want me to create a video on integrating a SOAR solution using Sublime Security, let me know in the comment section down below. Sublime Security is pretty incredible, and I am still in the process of learning how to best utilize this tool. What I want you to do is spin up your own instance if you haven't done so already, and start playing around with Sublime Security. Try and create some custom detections along with creating webhooks to expand its capabilities, because emails, specifically phishing, are one of the more popular initial access techniques that attackers tend to use to compromise an account. If you can contribute to your organization by helping to detect and protect them from email-based threats using a tool like Sublime Security, that will be extremely valuable. That is it for the video, and I hope that you found that informative. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.